We're getting close to starting the Supreme Row. Before we start Supreme Row, if there's catalogs on all the corners of the bleachers, we recognized two families this year. It was the Steve Keppen family and also the Mike Mack family. If they are here, would you stand up and be recognized, please? There's the Keppen family on the left. Is anybody from Mike Mack family here? But thank you. Every year, the farm show is dedicated to people who have been either participants or have had exhibits at the farm show, and they were our recipients of the farm show in 2026. There's some individuals I'd like to recognize. If Tim Sheehan, Mackenzie Reese, Ashley Johnson, and Karen Aiken, are you around? Right back here. They're the ones that, from the chamber, that if we need anything, we go to them. If we need copies or sale orders or whatever, we go to the chamber booth. Let's give them a round of applause. This year, as in other years, there's $9,000 prize money given away to the champion bull, champion female, also the reserve champion Supreme Row, and the male bull and female. We read the last 3 days. I've read the Supreme Row sponsors at least 4 times a day. What's it mean to have a name written out here without a face on it? So if we can have our Supreme Row sponsors, if they are represented here, and members of the Watertown Area Chamber of Commerce Agriculture Committee, if you would come out in the ring and be recognized, please. Or do you want me to wait till after we do the bulls? It's up to you. You guys are the ones paying the bills. If you want to just hold your hand up, if I do it. The Supreme Row sponsors this year are American Bank and Trust, Badlands Ranch and Rodeo Equipment, Dakota Bank, Eastside Equipment, Farm Credit Services of America, First Bank and Trust, First Interstate Bank, First Premier Bank, Glacial Lakes Energy, Kibble Equipment, Midwest Veterinary Service, Plains Commerce Bank, Relia Bank, Titan Machinery, Touchstone Energy Cooperatives, Cottington Clark Electric, HD Electric, Whetstone Electric, and Lake Region Electric, in the Tri-State Livestock News and Farmer Ranch Exchange. I want to thank you sponsors very much. Let's give them a round of applause. Also, if you, on the inside of your cover, are members of the Watertown Area Chamber of Commerce. The same ones, a lot of the same ones you saw there. I forgot to introduce Keith Mack. What's it say on your vest? Senior planner or? Senior member, yes. Yeah. Keith's one of a kind. Our wood shop.
Terry was hoping to say senile member. I told him that's the next time.
Yeah, senile member, yeah. Our wood chip sponsors this year were Glacial Lakes Veterinary and Cortiva Pioneer. In our video auction, Live Auctions TV, our sponsors are Spot On Printing, Robertson Crop Insurance, BZ Welding, Midwest Veterinary Service, Westside Implement, Built Right Buildings, and Hansmeyer and Sons. If you would happen to see any of these sponsors that are sponsors of the farm show, thank them, because without this, without sponsors and good organizations skills, you cannot put on a show like this. Everybody used to think the Sioux Empire Farm Show, what a wonderful show. They don't have livestock anymore in Sioux Falls. We do in Watertown. And that's thanks to the good people that put this show on and the work that they do to put it on. So thank you very much. With that, ladies and gentlemen, if we have our cattle ready. Did I forget anything? The cattle are ready. We'll bring the cattle in the order that they were in the show. We've got our South Dakota Simmental Queen here, Erilyn Jurens. She'll be helping pass out awards. The first bull into the ring was lot 21 in the Angus sale. It was consigned by Reese Family Angus of Hancock, Minnesota, and was purchased by Dustin Lawrence of Rossholt, South Dakota. That's what we did different last year. I started at the top with bulls. Yeah, heifer. Well, I'm from Clark County. Our sex education classes back in 1970 when I was in high school, we didn't have those. The heifer was consigned by Errol Chase Cattle of Woolsey and purchased by Bruce Michael of Cavour. In the Hereford show, the female was lot 6, consigned by Golden Maples, Deer Park, Wisconsin, and was purchased by Rainbow Herefords of Volin, South Dakota. In the Charolais division, the champion female was lot 20, consigned by Caulfield Sisters Livestock of Bradley and purchased by Todd Reese of Watertown. Grand champion female was in the main Anjou, was lot 7, consigned by DeYoung Ranch of Kennebec, South Dakota, and purchased by Charles Ringcob of Lake City, South Dakota. The next one into the ring is the Shorthorn. The champion female was lot 12, consigned by Becking Farms of Florence, South Dakota, and purchased by Ashley Stainbrook of Parker, Kansas. The next female into the show ring is the Shorthorn Plus. The champion female was lot 14, consigned by Vanderwall Livestock of Howard, South Dakota, and purchased by Craig Harms of Esteline. Next into the show ring is our purebred Simmental. The purebred Simmental heifer was consigned by Faxon Creek Cattle of Belle Plaine, Minnesota, and purchased by Millie Knock of Willow Lake, South Dakota. Our final heifer in the ring, our champion Foundation Simmental, was consigned by Thean Simmentals of Hayti and purchased by Michael Fritz of Clear Lake. That concludes our grand champion heifers at the 81st Watertown Winter Farm Show for the year 2026. Our judges evaluating the cattle. Kathy Schmitz was born and raised on a cattle ranch in central North Dakota. She spent most of her life rooted in agriculture and in the livestock industry. She owns and operates Schmitz Farm, where they raise a 70-head cow herd that has produced numerous champions at local, state, and national levels. The farm is proudly operated alongside her youngest sister, Lindsay, continued a strong family tradition in agriculture. In addition to ranching, she is employed full-time at Fullerton Farmers Elevator as an agronomy accountant. She has deep respect for the ag and livestock industry as it instills accountability, responsibility, and pride in the work done every single day. Another young man I'd like to recognize is Skylar Salsa. He's been here all week as our ring steward, helping in the ring. Fine young man, very knowledgeable of cattle. These heifers are competing for a prize of $1,500 each, the buyer and the consignor. Reserve champion female will receive $500 each to the buyer and consignor. Our photographer here this year at the farm show is shots by Lauren Elise. It's Lauren Weishar of Lemon, South Dakota. Thank you very much, Lauren. The chairman of the farm show this year is Jared Weber. Jared will also be the chairman next year. Who's the lucky one after you? And the lucky one after Jared being the chairman is Kelsey Becking.
Good afternoon. First and foremost, I'd like to thank the committee that had called and asked me to come and judge today. My youngest daughter, Lindsay, was supposed to be with me. She's in Watertown. She's just at a bull sale right now where we have some cattle in partnership, and she was hoping the auctioneer would be a little bit quicker than he was. So she's on her way. Hopefully she will get here to help with the bull side of things. But again, I want to thank you for taking the time and giving me the opportunity to come down here. I'm very passionate when it comes to cattle and families. Grew up in this world, and I can remember back in the day, I'm not going to say how many years ago it was because I'm getting to that age where I can't say exactly on whatever day and what month like some people can, but I remember my husband always looking forward to coming to this show in Watertown, and something that he enjoyed coming to. And it's just great that you still have this going when there's people calving and doing them kind of things, that they've taken time out of their week to come down here and exhibit this caliber of cattle. There's a lot of good cattle standing out here. I wish I could pick more than one because just the quality that's out here is tremendous. I'm going to go out and show you the one that I like. Like I said, there's probably 5 out here that are in contention for me in terms of what I'm looking for in an ideal female. Some of these heifers are bred and due to calve here shortly, which it's good to see a nice udder development and yet still be good off of their feet and legs and be able to motor around the ring. But what I appreciate most about these cattle is they're good in their condition. They're not over-conditioned. They're not too fleshy in terms of being able to lay down and be a mama cow. So kudos to you people who were out back getting these cattle fit and prepared. They look awesome. I'll go take one more look and show you the one that I like.
So your champion female is lot number 12 from Becking Farms of Florence. Was purchased by Anley Stainbrook of Parker, Kansas for $8,000. Your reserve champion is the Shorthorn Plus, consigned by Vanderwall Livestock of Howard and purchased by Craig Harms of Esteline for $72.50. Congratulations. So reserve is lot number 14. And the champion, lot 12. Yep. So lot 12, if you turn your book to the Shorthorns, lot 12 was your champion. Lot 14 was your reserve champion. From Vanderwall Livestock, purchased by Craig Harms, reserve. Top female, Becking Farms Florence consigner, Ashley Stainbrook, Parker, Kansas, for $8,000 was your top selling female and your supreme champion. sleep. We'll now have our bull parade. First bull into the ring is lot number 21. He was consigned by Reese Family Angus of Hancock, Minnesota. He was purchased by Dustin Lawrence of Rossholt. He is a February 9th calf of 2025. Our Angus bull. Next bull into the ring, we'll have our Hereford bull. The Hereford bull was consigned by Neal Farms of Northfield, Minnesota, and purchased by Laverne Jared. He is a March 3rd, 2025 calf. The next entry in the class is the Charlet bull. He is consigned by Greg Keppen of Volga, South Dakota, and was purchased by Jermaine Stout of Kadoka, South Dakota. He is a February 8th calf. Next into the ring is the main Anjou. Lot 3, he is consigned by Rolfsmeyer Cattle of Brent, South Dakota. He was purchased by Jeremy Bottom of Tulare, South Dakota. He is a January 25th calf. Next into the ring, we have the purebred Shorthorn, consigned by Craig Shorthorns of Lowry, Minnesota, purchased by Chris Reichert of Alexandria, Minnesota. He was born April 3rd of 25. Next entry to the show ring is your Shorthorn Plus. Champion Shorthorn Plus bull was lot 2, consigned by Craig Shorthorns of Lowry, Minnesota. And he was purchased by Stephen Kleingartner of Gackle, North Dakota. He is an October 15th of 2024 born bull. The next entry to the show ring is the purebred Simmental. Purebred Simmental bull is lot 8. He was consigned by Kellen Land and Cattle of Madison, Minnesota, and purchased by Matthew Monin, White Lake, South Dakota. He is a February 4th of 2025. The next bull in the drive is lot number 12. He was consigned by Thean Simmentals of Hayti, South Dakota. He was purchased by Christopher Johnson of Wessington. Ladies and gentlemen, that concludes the bulls for the drive for Supreme Row. One thing I will admire of I guess I've been doing this for a good many years, but admire the quality of the livestock here in Watertown, not just for the champions, but all the way from top to bottom throughout the week. The quality has been exceptionally good. Once again, evaluating the cattle is Kathy Schmitz. She's born and raised on a cattle ranch in central North Dakota, and she spent her life rooted in agriculture and the livestock industry. She owns and operates Schmitz Farms, where they raise a 70-head cow herd that has produced numerous champions at the local, state, and national levels. And the farm is proudly operated alongside their youngest daughter, Lindsay. In addition to ranching, she is employed as a full-time at Fullerton Farmers Elevator as an agronomy accountant. So she has a deep respect for the ag and livestock industry as it instills accountability, responsibility, and pride in the work done every single day. I'll say that the future of agriculture is in the hands of our youth. And as I've been down here for 3 days, see the youth helping their moms and dads and youth showing cattle, I would say the future of agriculture is in very good hands. Now if we can just get some money out of those bankers to operate, everything will look up, be pretty good, won't it? The winner of this will receive $2,000. Once again, our Supreme Row sponsors are Tri-State Livestock News and Farmer Rancher Exchange, Touchstone Energy Co-ops, Coddington Clark Electric, HD Electric, Whetstone Valley Electric, and Lake Region Electric, Titan Machinery, Reliabank, Plains Commerce Bank, Midwest Veterinary Service, Kibble Equipment, Glacial Lakes Energy, First Premier Bank, First Bank and Trust, Farm Credit Services of America, Eastside Implement, Dakota Bank, Badlands Ranch and Rodeo Equipment, and American Bank and Trust. Thank you very much. Supreme Row sponsors. And as I said earlier, when you see these individuals, thank them for what they do here. We're very fortunate to have an ag committee like they have here at the Watertown Farm Show. They'll start working on the 2027 show Tuesday morning after President's Day. You viewers watching us on live auctions.tv, we want to thank those sponsors: Spot On Printing, Robertson Crop Insurance, BZ Welding, Midwest Veterinary Service, Westside Implement, Built Right Buildings, and Hansmeyer and Sons. Thank you for sponsoring the internet. And our wood chip sponsors, several $100s worth of wood chips used here every year. Those sponsors are Glacial Lakes Veterinary Service and Corteva Pioneer. While our judge is evaluating the cattle, let's give all these sponsors a big round of applause.
I know what it takes to get cattle to look like this time of year, and especially a bull. It's not easy. especially if you've got other bulls around. We've just been dabbling in the bull thing here a little bit, and I commend you guys that have exhibited these bulls, because it's not easy to keep their hair this nice, to keep them in this kind of condition this time of year, because they want to be bulls, and that's the problem with a lot of these cattle is just getting them to where they need to be in terms of their condition and their frame score of where they need to be in terms of their age and their weight, and then put it all together in a perfect package. And I haven't seen a perfect one yet, but I think all of these out here amplify for their breeds very good breedable cattle that are going to go down the road and make some awesome heifers and awesome bulls. At our farm, we're very particular on foot structure and foot quality, and that's what I commend a lot of these bulls today. Their feet are good, they're pointing the right direction, and they're stout, but yet they still can handle the amount of bone and structure they've got underneath of them. And for me, that's intriguing, because sometimes we can get these cattle with too much bone, and then we've got feet going the wrong direction and just having more issues. But I'm very pleased with the structure of the cattle that are out here, even in the heifer drive. I thought that was very a highlight, I guess, and I'm a stickler on that when I judge and when I select at home as far as our breeding stock and what we're selling and what we're keeping. That's probably my biggest thing, is structure, and yet they still got to have, you know, the EPDs and the numbers and all of that, and I don't see that side of it. I'm just looking outside looking in just here in the show ring, but I think everybody needs to be commended for the amount of quality that they've brought both in the heifer and the bull ring. Let's give all these exhibitors a big round of applause. I'm not going to take a lot of time and go on to a big speech, but I just want to focus on a couple points of I think we're all in the right business right now, right? We're all in the cattle business. We're all making money, and times are good, but you know, they always say what the story of it is you'll never work a day in your life if you enjoy what you're doing. And I honestly can say I don't know what I'd do if I didn't have cattle or livestock in my life, because for me it's my therapy to go out to the barn and be able to work on cattle. We're calving right now. To me, that's just the miracle of all of that. It's just great to be in this kind of business. And then yet when you get some youth involved, that's when it even gets better yet. These kids are driving tool in agriculture, and it's awesome to see the amount of kids still in these projects, the junior shows that are going on, and then now all the adults that are out here. I know it's a busy time of year for a lot of people to be gone, and I think it's great that they're able to come here and still enjoy the Watertown Farm Show. It's a great highlight for our family and for a lot of families across the country. One thing I just want to touch on is I know some of you know me in the stands and things, and my husband passed away, it'll be 15 years ago, here in a farming accident. Someone that was truly my mentor, my go-to, and I can honestly say I couldn't have done it without our friends and family in the livestock business. They are the ones who have kept us going. It wasn't our friends, it wasn't our neighbors down the road. It was the cattle people that kept us going. And I see a lot of you that I know from showing hogs or sheep or cattle down the road that have been a role model for me and my family and my girls growing up, and I appreciate that and getting the opportunity to come here today. I just want to say, don't take things for granted. Whoever helped you get you here today, I know a lot of you guys are maybe a little older and maybe brought yourself here today, but there was someone in your life that inspired you to do this. So please thank them. I know sometimes us parents, we have a thankless job and don't get thanked for, but please thank whoever brought you here and helped you here, whether it was a fitter, your feed rep, your semen salesman, your whoever's helping you. Just a thank you goes a long way. I'll get off my soapbox here. I just want to again say thank you for having me here. It's an honor and a privilege to be here. I will go out and pick you the 2 bulls that I like.
Thank you, Kathy. So your Supreme Champion Bull is Lot 8, the 7th Purebred Simmental, consigned by Kellen Land and Cattle of Madison, Wisconsin. And it was purchased by Matthew Monin of White Lake, South Dakota for $10,500. He reserved champion Supreme Bull is the Hereford Bull, consigned by Neal Farms of Northfield, Minnesota, and purchased by Laverne Jared for $6,250. Congratulations, consigners. Well, that concludes the 2026 livestock portion. Don't forget tomorrow, Northeast Calf Show right here in this same show arena.